We begin with the dire situation at Muncie Community Schools.
With MCS facing a multi-million-dollar deficit, there's been a public struggle between administrators wanting to cut costs and a teachers association that wants the district to pay the teachers their worth. NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben has the story on how a third party is making its voice heard.
You know, the goal is just to get everybody together in a coordinated, organized campaign.
Ari Hurwitz is a Muncie Community Schools parent. He's helped organize a Delaware County chapter of the Indiana Coalition for Public Education, or ICPE. A rally held before Tuesday night's school board meeting was the group's first organized event. Hurwitz says he hopes the group can provide a unified voice for parents, community members, and smaller organizations.
We're meeting with PTO organizations, we're meeting with neighborhood organizations, we're going to meet with business leaders, as well as concerned clergy, and try to get the whole community involved.
Muncie Teachers Association President Pat Kennedy says she is encouraged by the community's response to the district's financial struggles.
They are concerned for their whole community and for their children, and they see what can happen to this community, so I am so proud of them.
The next project for ICPE is a Q&A with board members Robert Warner and Jason Donetti. Both will sit with a moderator from ICPE and answer questions submitted by community members, something Donetti feels will ease tensions.
I think it will help just build relationships, and it helps establish good partnerships with the district and board members and groups in the community that are doing good work.
Hurwitz says he hopes this new coalition can not only improve transparency between the board and the public, but also convince the state government to provide more funding to the district.
Joining us now is Tony Sandlaben. And Tony, you said in that piece that this organization wants to reach out to the state government. Are there any plans in place for that?
There are plans in place. The next step for this organization is what they're calling a video campaign. They're looking for community members to make 30-second to 2-minute videos of themselves talking about what MCS schools mean to them, what would happen if teachers were to leave, basically trying to avoid that worst-case scenario. Their plan is to make this a viral campaign that will eventually reach the governor as well as the state assembly to get more funding to the district.
And Tony, you mentioned funding. Has there been any development with the MCS financial situation?
There has been. There have been 2 major steps that were taken last night at the last school board meeting. The first was that the board has agreed to look for a new grant from an organization called the Distressed Unit Appeals Board, which is a state-run board that has dealt with this kind of thing before. Cities like Gary, Indiana have searched for money from this committee. The Muncie School Board is looking for about $5 million from that board. It's unknown whether or not they will actually get that amount or when they will hear an answer. The other major step was a change in the transportation method for Muncie Community Schools. The board decided to move on from longtime local company M&M and is now working with Auxilio, a company based out of Michigan that is more nationally known. This effectively means M&M will go out of business, but Stephen Ball, the superintendent of Muncie Community Schools, said this decision was made to save the school a lot of much needed money.
Well, hopefully we look to see some improvements with that financial situation. Tony, thank you very much for joining us.